new companies and new corporate culture in this place. Their times are there everywhere. The people who made it, etc., people who decorated it, their times are there. Some of them may haunt us also, those times. So, when you put these on wheels, put painting strokes on wheels, you get music, put dance strokes on wheels, you get dance, sculpting, you dance. The way you put architecture on wheels, it is what is movies and dramas, early dramas, because dramas had an enclosure of stage. Now the enclosure of movies are those are the main strokes in the movies. Those are picked up, and it's done in a situation, and it's architecture in time. The situation is a lived space. So film is lived space in time. Variety of lived spaces in time, and there the issue of natural beauty and this will happen. This will come, but this lived space in time is basically architecture being recast and recast and recast in film. That is creating a space where drama is happening, where whatever drama or transformations, intended transformations of the film are happening. So a dance would be again what is the interior of sculptures, to put that in time. The interiors of sculptures are being acted in time. The interiors of painting are being acted in time in music. We can go other way around, describe the formal structure of music first and freeze it in paintings. And dance we can describe and freeze it in sculpting. And drama or films we can pick up and freeze it back in architecture. In some sense, because the interiors of painting are in time. The interiors are events and motion. The interior of painting is a motion. The interior of the semantics of painting. The phantasm will have motion in it. Phantasm of sculpting will have motion in it. Like the phantasm of music will have high bhav in it, some speciality in it. The phantasm of dance will also have some speciality. Music also, some conclusion. And so there is a lot of just looking at formally, there are many issues and many insights which can come. And if you look at blending of art forms, because of the formal constraints, one can look at these blendings in an interesting way, and a lot of experiments can be done. Because if this formal theory is clear, one can do a lot of experimenting on the basis of this formal theory. So, yeah, so there are blending issues. In drama also, when the blending is done under certain constraint. If we bring in the enclosure of say sets, etc., enclosures of painting are brought in there. Similarly, so drama is a theoretical stage where blending of these variances can happen. So, same in film also. So, the moment we make a distinction between material enclosure and the phantasm, very clear. This picture is very clear. Then the structures of constraints, structural constraints of the spaces. Whole lot of insights come into these formations. one can begin seeing it. You see a painting, you begin seeing these elements. One can annotate them. And one can annotate these elements. Oh, see, there is an industrial form of art. There is one art which is like artisanal, where there are, since old times, industrial forms are where the art is done in a schema. That schema, there is somebody who does this portion, somebody who does that portion, somebody who does that portion. So, drama is a schematic art. You have to sort of, you have to have many people collaborating. Somebody is bringing water also, somebody is all kind of collaboration. This is industrial art. It is not like scribble, which is artisanal kind of thing. So, in a situation of industrial art, the minor thing is, say, drama. But then there are many aspects to it, where script writer is doing some portion of it, actor is doing some other portion of it. The division of labor has come in that, and in the end, the whole show is put together. So, script writer is significant. So there are
kind of the space of affordance. So one of the affordances in reality, like in painting also, I can do that only like this. तो वो विजन कंटिन्यू हो सकता है, सस्टेनेंस की उसकी पॉसिबिलिटी स्ट्रेच करते जा रहे हैं. एक इंसान भी पेंट कर सकता है और 5 एक पेंटिंग को दूसरी कर सकते हैं. उन 5 के हैंड का म्यूजिकल हो जाएगा, फाइनली वो रह जाएगा.
हाँ, उसके लिए स्कीम चाहिए. उसके लिए इंडस्ट्रियल स्कीम, you need industrial design scheme. That's the original design. You need a design scheme, and then one can do that. So the Kalighat, they were industrial art. Somebody did the outline, other people did something else, and came back and okay. So they were done. The things can be done in industrial mode. Now, architecture is like that. Except for music and अपने लिए गाना मतलब you can have, but it's less convincing. मैं अपने लिए डांस कर रहा हूँ. It's little less convincing. But it's true. I mean, people do the dervish. They're dancing to themselves, and so there can be such things. But don't say drama for oneself. It's entirely industrial. Yes. So if we come, literary creation. So that is independent. That's a diachronic act. A diachronic act is that you have visualized some drama in it, and how to enact it out is the issue. So and largely Vachik portion of Abhinay is that's what script people do now. So then we'll do something with it. So those things, those imaginative process, and then writing it out, they will also have those formations, formal formations, and writing will also have formal formations. Each of the letter is enclosure, each of the word is enclosure there, enclosing certain letters meaning in it, and each of lines would have enclosures, and which are giving those sentiments which are collaborated by the visual, the architectural elements there, and acting and such things. So each art form can be seen formally, and there are instruments by which, like these points and such things, which can be marked. And there is, if suppose 4 people say in this painting, these are things, they will mark the same things. So music is being played. So eventually people can, there won't be ambiguity in marking Swasthan. Swasthan is actually, I say, invariance. The musical invariance around which Saiga can happen. It's like Gata, Swasthan. That where is Swara stand up is Saiga. Then goes is that. So those formations are there. And and those formations can be studied. Like he was saying that even Sharaj has challenge, which is first time heard here. And so it's okay. Those formations are there. It's much more clear canvas of music than you fix Pancham and all that. Those is it treats the canvas of music much better. So everywhere one can look at formal insights. And the pure sculpting, pure dance would be of that kind, where you look at the very, almost at a cosmological level. Cosmic level, look at that. So, in fact, I think you look at dance, after First World War, it was a great revolution in the European mind that dance can be for itself. There can be something called pure dance. Because dance is for drama, dance is for joy, collective joy, collective dance is for drama. But what can be a pure dance? So this boy's father was in First World War in Turkey. So this, and he saw dervish dance. And dervish, what is that dance? I mean, it's just going round and round and round. Slowly, the balance gets controlled, and sense organs, the inputs disappear from sense organs. The mind gets aligned, and it's a kind of dance which is just creating access to Khudai. And so, no, this is a pure dance, a dance which is transforming the interior in towards sort of that religious, or towards Allah. So this act, that there can be something, a dance like this, was a great revelation. And the first idea this guy got was, now I will divide dance into its pure elements. And this notation system came up, Laban notation system. Laban is this man who tried to do. And there are some sort of dancers, ballet dancers, etc., who became attracted to this. And now, whether instead of ascent to Khudai, a pure dance went ascent to sort of your sensibilities. That free dance means I dance as I am. The European translation of the ascent to Khudai was this, and that you dance to sort of your emotions, or whatever you are, your emotions and your instincts, your passions. So dance for passions. That becomes this. Instead of dervish going up, passions is what can be danced. That's the idea of a free dance. And so the pure dance was an imagination which came from Turkey and Iraq into Europe. And that modified theorizing of dance.
as expression and not as communication.
Yeah, that will remain analytically. For analysis, we can do that. But what I'm saying is that if at all there is pure art, it's good to look outside Europe for pure art. Look into China, look into India, look into various places, look into Islam, and that there are pure arts. Pure art is when you are hovering near invariances. You are experimenting with them. Yes. See, Kavya is what? In Kavya, words, lexical enclosures are there. And using this lexical and other sort of linguistic enclosures, sentential and other enclosures, one creates certain amount of grammar and surprising kind of them. There are rhythms in that, all these things are there in that carpet, and one creates that. Huh? No, Mukta. That also. No, that's okay. I'm just saying as an example of formations. There are sufficient formations possible in language, in speech, in elocution, in kavya, in poetry. There are all these different structures will be there, formal structures. Accordingly, the notices done on Kavya Shastra should stand explained with these. At the same time, certain notices which can't be extrapolated from traditional writings can be extrapolated from rational authors.
Yes.
So, Kavya Shastra is
when you are saying pure art, it is pure vis-a-vis what else? Pure art versus what else?
No, pure art is to look at the nature of enclosure and the minimal disclosure space. That is, I mean, you're looking at the elements of pure art is not the great art. Pure art is experimental art, and pure art is where you get an understanding of cosmic aspects of that art.
Pure art before it is blended along with other arts in that sense.
No, one blending also is pure. Blending also at the level of purity. How do you blend music and say Ragmala? Music and this is a very, very subtle issue. And most people shun it, this issue. But where does visualization enter sonic cognition? How exactly does it happen? The formal aspects of it. They have to be understood to think of how blending is to be done. I mean, you had people, thousands of people who did Ragmala painting, and also in an industrial way. They did. There's a big, thousands of such things are done. It's a massive painting activity. Now, what is the music cognition which is paintable? And what is there in the painting which is like, are the sounds coming out of those paintings? And so one has to look at that closely. So blending also can be, pure means more conceptual and more puritine. Yeah. Huh? A pure dance is Tandav. Tandav is a pure dance. Tandav is a grammar of dance. But we don't know what Tandav is. I mean, if any Indian or anybody, expert on artisans, can show what Tandav is, that would be the greatest contribution to dance in the world. What is, Tandava is done how? So you have to have an imagination of pure dance, and pure dance means what are the minimal atomic wholesome movements of body. Can we conceive atomic wholesome movements of body? It's very difficult to conceive. If we can conceive that, then we can put them together in a tandava.
Of all the people, it was Leni Riefenstahl. I don't know if you know of this horrible woman called Leni Riefenstahl. He was Hitler's official filmmaker. So anyway, she was not didn't die even after the Nuremberg trial. She died a few years ago. But she and her countrymen were traveling around in Africa. She lived in Africa. And she continued by and large to be fascinated by baseball. Was her obsession. Anyway, once though, they were attracted to in a truth to some sound, and they moved towards that sound, and they discovered pubescent girls, more or less naked, doing some movement, and they asked them what they were doing. They said, we are doing rhythm. And same word, something very, I don't know why people have talked about that book. It reminds me again, because she is right, that all rhythm in India, and therefore also all culture, India releases, works like the dervish. It works to a radial point from a point. But that point is nothing. That point is traversing the and it moves up and down. And you see all the dance in the world. Somebody also performed she was in English from the late time. Performed Egyptian dance, because before the dance that we do here. They're also just operated. All these forms of discipline actually cannot live here. You know, this is external influence which is here, from which is born. I think she's absolutely right.
So I would say probably every aspect of reflection in dance has a access to purity. Whenever there is reflectivity, wherever, it could be, just any nritya or nritya, etc. Wherever one is looking into conceptually and reflectively, there is access to purity from every corner of dance, every aspect.
Mandakranta Bose in her book says that Nritta and Tandav is used synonyms in Natya Shastra. That is how Bharat has used. This is what Mandakranta Bose says. They are synonym.
Well, believe her. What can you answer? Other option is that actually autonomously think of what is Tandav.
So what?
And autonomously think of what are these things and reflect on them. Nobody knows what is Tandav. That's for sure. There are some meta ideas about Tandav, or Tandav, that these are atomic forms of, they are like Pratyahara Sutra in Vyakaran, and which are like organization of sounds, so that rest of the grammar of the sound can be, of language can be done. So Tandav are those imagination, meta-imagination, are those movements out of which all the rest of movements can be formed. So how is it done, what is it done is not known. That also. And what are karnas is not known. People talk about karnas, 108 structures, karnas, some other thing, but what they are conceptually. How do you relate to a body? How do you relate to a body which is just met with the X-ray? Or I mean this body, or in physiotherapy body, how do you relate to that? How do you relate to child's body, trying to acquire learn skills? So at that level, what are karnas? Karnas have to be conceptually resolved there. So because body is simultaneously actions in legs, in hands, in hair, there, all the simultaneous, so many things, controls are there in body. But how do you idealize, stylize, or whatever it is, into pure things, and which have great potential for imposing meanings, and so that other dances can be, by permutation, combinations, divisions, additions, etc., can be constructed. We should wait for that.
Just check your original curriculum. Have to use the now it's okay.